Good evening, family. It is Thursday, the 4th of May. We are facing a full moon eclipse in Scorpio. We are rising in love. Hello, 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 beautiful family. This is Letting Go into the Mystery by the Sound of Light. Medicine song of purging, of letting go, of releasing, of clearing, of purging, of ending, of letting go and going into the great mystery, because we are rising into love. That is the Scorpio Taurus. Letting go Scorpio, ending, death, closure, cutting the cords, going into the unknown, facing the fears of the unknown, and then meeting Taurus. We are rising in love. Rising in love, baby. In order for us to rise in love into the new earth, we have to face the fears of the letting go of the past, of the old, of everything we used to think as our sense of safety and security and stability and connection of love. That's what Scorpio challenges us to do, to give death, to face that death, that ending, to say no more of that. That is done here and now. Because we are going Taurus. We are going to the new earth, new physical reality, new relationships, new way of being. So, hello family. Hello April, hello Barat, Rukshika and Trishan. Shalom Dana. Could we get the song title? Yes, so I just gave it to you. I'll give it to you again. Letting Go into the Mystery by the Sound of Light. It's Ayahuasca Icaro. I'm posting it now on the chat room as well of the YouTube, so you can kind of save it for later. I'll share it with you on the Telegram chat rooms as always, of course, as well afterwards. Hello Nikki. Of course you'll join me tonight, Nikki. It's a full moon eclipse in Scorpio. It's Medicina. It's sitting all night with the shaman and facing the fear and sitting with people we love and going through that process and purging and finding that connection of love. And that's what I'm here for today. I wore black in respect and honor of Scorpio. Last week we wore the red for the Taurus. Now we're wearing the black for the Scorpio. So before I start going off with the fairies, I wanted to do what I've done last week very well, which is to welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully more family members will join us. And if you are joining us, please show me your name on the screen. Say hello. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Then we know you're with us, and it feels great. The second thing is that I want to once again express my love and gratitude to our Patreon community members for your ongoing support through all this time. Those of you who don't know, the fact that I am doing these love streams is thanks to the Patreon community who supports all my giving in return. It's really a minimal giving back. You can join us for different tiers of subscription for a month. You can, if it's too much for you, you can always leave us, but that'll be a bit sad. You better stay with us because you get a lot for it. You get these love streams, which I'm doing every week. You get our Telegram chat rooms. We have quite a few chat rooms, one for the spiritual, emotional support, astrology sharing, one for the crypto and the finance and the economy, one for all the news, the poo and the juice and all that, one for our own kind of market sharing, people needing to sell things, buy things. We have different platforms for the community to connect, so join us, patreon.com/healingdelight. Would love to get your support. It will be really awesome. Hello Eleanor, and hello Roll King. Roll King. You need to add that G to your surname. You're the king, Roll King. Other than Patreon, you can offer your free support by pressing like on this movie and subscribe to our channel. It's helping a lot. Share it with your friends, with your family, whoever is interested in this kind of information. Other than that, if you want to join us for sound healing meditations, we're having a full moon eclipse in Scorpio sound healing meditations on this coming weekend, Friday at 8 p.m, the first group, and Saturday at 2 p.m, the second group. The full moon eclipse exact time is early morning of Saturday, so both of those groups watching the full moon eclipse on both ends. You can choose whatever suits you better. That will be at He Yoga, Friday 8 p.m, Saturday 2 p.m. Bookings are already flowing, so book yourself in. The booking link can be found in the blurb of this movie. It also can be found on healingdelight.com and on all our social media. And that's pretty much it about that. If you need some healing sessions, some personal touch, some personal healing, I'm all up for that. Come get some guidance, get some healing, energy healing, crystal healing, sound healing, readings, everything combined together to help you move through this time and shift your vibration and move forward. So feel free to book it in on the booking system as well. If you are going into crypto, you are in crypto and you need some coaching session, you need some troubleshooting, you need help with all kind of matters. I had a few people calling out to me lately, helping them setting up all the accounting software and making sure they're doing everything right. Yeah, I'm here for you. If you need me, you can book that in on the booking system as well. And that is it for the announcement. Of course, one last thing. Of course, the Patreon community is going to receive the recording of the full moon eclipse through Patreon. So if you live far away from Melbourne, overseas, wherever you are, and you want to receive the recording of the full moon eclipse sound healing, you can do that through the patreon.com/healingdelight, and you will get it straight into your home, wherever you are, into your device. Hello Tara Sparkle, hello Breeze, fantastic, yes. Awesome, keep on joining us, it's really good. So, nice timing for our love stream, 2 days before the full moon eclipse. And I'm gonna take you now into the chart. I'm just gonna fix my window here. I'm gonna move this here so I can see you guys here, the chat room. Yes, I'm gonna minimize that like that. Yep. So, how was your week? Remember what we spoke about last week? That in the middle of this week we had the Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde on the day that Pluto stationed in retrograde. I have shared with our Telegram chat room that overall I actually received very interesting positive messages, and it overall felt kind of uplifting and positive. So hopefully you experienced that as well for yourself. A certain message came through for you on Tuesday. Could be Monday, could be Wednesday, but mainly Tuesday. And that was the gift of Mercury with the Sun together. So if I'll show you this on the, let's see how we're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna do it like that. I've fixed something up, so here it is. I'm gonna move myself up so you can see me here, and I'm fixing this up, so there you go. So you can see if we go into Tuesday, that was the day we had, there you go, the 2nd of May. Here was the Mercury Uranus, you see, Mercury Sun Uranus. That was the alignment that kind of gave us the messages on Tuesday. And can you see it clearly? Yeah? Or maybe you want me to make it larger for you? I just thought this would be nice like that. Other than that, if we go to here and now on the 3D, this is how it look like. Mercury is passed between the Earth and the Sun, so Mercury is now passing us. We have another like 10 days of its retrograde, and then it's going out. And let me take the music a bit down. Cool, much better. Then what else is happening? We have Venus now approaching closer to the Earth and Mars, and the next thing is that we can see that we're starting, we have this week, we have Venus and Neptune. So if you look at the, you see, here is Venus, Neptune, Venus square to the Earth. We have that right now, tonight into tomorrow. That's the square of Venus and Neptune. And then as Venus is passing that square, right, as it's passing, oh, let me fix the music, never mind, I'll do that after. As Venus passing the square to Neptune, it's doing the sextile to Jupiter. Okay, so this is Jupiter and this is Neptune. That's a bit of a game that Venus is playing with us while we're having the eclipse energy. And if I'm taking us to the exact time of the eclipse, there we go. Here's the full moon eclipse. So you can see here that the Earth is blocking the light completely for the moon, and that's how we're gonna have a bit of a darkened moon. It's not a full moon eclipse, like it's not meaning it is a full moon eclipse, but it's not a total eclipse, it's just a partial eclipse. So we're gonna see the shade of the Earth kind of tainting the moon. And interesting enough is that we will be able to see it. You see, here is Australia, so we will see it in our kind of early morning skies. It's gonna be real early morning. I'll show you in the chart later on. But yeah, what I said about Venus, why I did this split screen is that I can show you both on the chart. So the Venus Neptune, the Venus Jupiter. If you look at the chart, you can see Venus on your 3 o'clock on the 26 degree 29 minutes of Gemini, and you can see Neptune 26:49 at 6 o'clock. So once Venus gets to the 26:49, which is going to be early morning tonight, it's going to be the exact square to Neptune. And if you look further at your like 5 o'clock, you will see Jupiter on the 27 degree and 8 minute of Aries. So then as Venus passes the square to Neptune, it's still gonna be in that square. As it's passing that square, it's gonna do the sextile to Jupiter. We will talk about that. And then as that's moving along, Venus is coming to the end, 28 degree of Gemini, when the moon right now is in Libra. The moon is about to go to Scorpio. That is happening on your 11 o'clock. So the moon 27 degrees 39 minutes of Libra right now, and it's aligning with Jupiter. It's aligned, so anything that hits the 27-26 degrees is playing with Neptune and Jupiter. So right now it's the moon, and then 28, 29 to 4, in around 5-6 hours from now, the moon shifts into Scorpio, and we are in the dark. We're already rising into the full moon, because the full moon eclipse is going to happen on the 15th degree of Taurus. So the sun is going to move 14, 15, and then the moon is going to go into Scorpio. So from now we are starting to feel the full moon eclipse. It's happening. So on the 3D chart, as you can see, what does it mean? Like, oh, we are cooking. So if I take us to now, here we are now, right? And look, like, what does it mean astronomically? Here we are now, the moon is here. It's already kind of getting full, and here is the full moon. So we are now in this rising to full moon. The moon is really kind of brewing to that opposition to the sun, and energetically that's what it means. The full moon is where the earth is sandwiched between the sun and the moon, and the emotions from the unconscious, from behind, from the inner being is suddenly rising up, it's coming up. This is one of the main metaphors to see it in Mother Nature, is that the oceans are rising when we have a full moon. And that's because of the magnetism. The magnetism forces between the sun and the moon are in oppositions. So the moon is pulling the oceans up. And then on the new moon, because she's close to the sun, everything is being pulled towards the sun. So the oceans rising low, the tides are low. Same goes with our emotional body, which are related to the element of water. So this is a bit of the 3D, how it looks like. And what we can also see on the 3D before we move out of it is that this full moon eclipse, which is kind of around here, okay, as you can see, sun, earth, moon, Mercury is pretty much there, although it's not exact. You can see that when we say Mercury will be on the 8th degree of Taurus when the full moon eclipse is going to unfold, which is going to be around 7 degrees away. You can see that in space those 7 degrees are really kind of like it's right there. So Mercury is involved, but who else is involved? Who is hiding behind the sun? Ta-da! Uranus. So Uranus is joining the party of zapping us through the sun, through Mercury, into the earth, and the moon is behind, kind of, everything comes up to the surface, and we will talk about what that means, but I just wanted to show you visually how it looks like of having the conjunction to Uranus. So the Uranus and the sun and Mercury are in Taurus, right? This is the Taurus area over there in the space, yeah, while the moon is in Scorpio, okay, so that's the Scorpio zone. Now if you look, you can see it says Libra here. That's because the precision of the equinox is kind of moved. So based on the astrology, this full moon eclipse is in Scorpio, but because of the tilt and there's different explanations to that, it looks like it's in Libra. So yeah, that's the 3D for you, and I'll take that off. I'll bring myself down here, and we are listening to Ajit Kaur, it's La Luna, very symbolic song. And yeah, we have to be very gentle with ourselves emotionally, because a full moon is usually the time where emotions come up to the surface. We can feel more emotional than usually, but when it comes to Scorpio territory, these are really deep emotions, could be even intense emotional processes for some people. It's about ending. Can be sad for some people, can be relieving for some people. Some people who are afraid of letting go, for them it might be even scary, might be even fearful. People will have to face the thing of like, if I let that go, then what will be? So for some people, that's why Scorpio represents us facing our fears, facing our deepest pains. Not just the pain, our deepest pain, our unconscious deep pains and traumas and things that are kind of have corrupted our sense of empowerment. Scorpio is aiming to help us rediscover and reclaim our power by facing the things that took that power away from us. If it's a childhood trauma, if it's a certain pain that we have suppressed and didn't want to face because it was too much or too overwhelming or too scary when it happened, then at some stage in life come the time when we realize that we cannot evolve, we cannot transform, we cannot move forward, we cannot have the life we want to have without facing that pain. So some people are capable of facing that pain straight on the head. Some people will need a few months Some people will need a few years. Some people will need a couple of decades. Some people will need a lifetime. It's up to the individual. But that's kind of what this full moon eclipse can bring up for us. Facing this kind of fears, pains, endings, cutting the cords, purging. And for some people it might mean losing beloveds, death, not for everyone, for some people. For some people it will be a death of something, a death of an old something you used to value that no longer valued. It might be an intimate relationship. You might be in a relationship and it's not really good, it's not doing great, and it's not really right for you anymore, but you've been holding on to it because it's your sense of safety and security and stability. Because without that relationship you'll be single. You don't want to be single, you want to be with someone, even though that someone can be abusive. Scorpio. Abusive, manipulative, secretive, lying, deceits, affairs, Some people choose to live together and have affairs. Both partners sleep with other people, but they pretend they are together. Because you just don't want the status quo of being in a relationship or being in a marriage. They sit together in the sofa, but both looking at their Tinder. Some people decide to end monogamy and go into polyamory. Some people decide to end polyamory and go into monogamy. Scorpio deals with our sexuality. Scorpio deals with our hidden desires, the taboo, Scorpio deals with our dark sides, with our shadows, with the Shambhala, with the underworld. So all of these things can suddenly come up to the surface. But as I said at the beginning intro of this movie, it's ultimately to promote the powerhouse that is happening right now in Taurus. So this full moon eclipse in Scorpio, it's kind of like, yes, it's full moon eclipse in Scorpio, but it's to serve Taurus. It's serving Taurus. And the north, you see, if it would have been that the north node of the moon was in Scorpio and it was a full moon eclipse in Scorpio with the north node, it would have been to promote that. But the north node is in Taurus. The south node is in Scorpio. So to add to the fact that Scorpio is ending, cutting cords, purging, death, closing, wrapping it up, it's with the south node, which is also the past. It's where we've come into now, and not just lifetime. The south node represents lifetimes. So it could mean that the process we're all going through right now, for some people, this might be on a multi-lifetime incarnational level. This could be some energy that you brought with you from previous lifetime that has been playing with you throughout this lifetime that you don't want it anymore. You're done with that kind of experience. You're done with that kind of karma. Let's say, the past lifetimes you were constantly being abused in relationships. Okay, that's very common, right? But let's say past lifetime you were a healer, and you were a healer in the time of the witch hunt, which is very similar to Neptune location in the sky, right? And the witch hunt, and if you were a healer, you were burned and stoned and cursed. And then with all the religious kind of age of Pisces, because you were not religious, because you were practicing something that is not by the religion, you found yourself being kind of casted away, alienated, or called names, or being a weirdo, or being a this. And this put trauma and kind of like bad taste on your experience as a soul, as a healer, or a psyche, or a medium, or a tarot reader, or any of those kinds. And you come to this time when you kind of like, finally, we are living now in a time that more allow new age spirituality. And don't get me wrong, even until these days in court of law, people like us are being kind of like treated like weirdos and mentally unstable because we are who we are. But we come and we say, I'm done with being afraid, being that light walker. I'm done being afraid being that spiritual being. I'm done being afraid being that psyche, that channel, that astrologer, that tarot reader, that healer, that practitioner, that therapist. I'm done hiding. Because the new earth is thanks to us. And the new earth will be birthed thanks to us. And it is up to us to create the new earth. And if we will be afraid of the new earth creation because it means to step into our light, to step into our love, and to step into our power as spiritual beings, then what are we doing here? That was a very strong message coming from out of nowhere. So remember, through all this in the big picture, that we are birthing a new earth. We are birthing a new paradigm. We are birthing a new age. And because we are birthing the new earth, age, paradigm, dimension, whatever frequency, take it to whatever vocabulary, narrative you want to put it into, because of that we are facing chaos. The chaos is a necessary stage of evolution. Without chaos, we cannot break free from the old into the new. And it's not that I'm an agent of chaos. I'm just saying chaos is a natural process. When you have a volcano, a volcanic eruption is chaotic. It spits fire and lava and ash and sulfur and, it just and then it's recreating the surface. It's reshaping the land. Now, yes, everything that was on the path of the melting lava has been destroyed. What a tragedy. The houses, the trees, the plants, the animals, everything has been flattened, burned, destroyed by this molten lava. But then generations passed and generation passed, decades passed, hundreds of years passed, and suddenly it's a flourishing, thriving land with beautiful plants and animals and beings, and amazing. Hawaii. What is Hawaii? It's an island born out of volcano, and now everyone wants to go to Hawaii on holiday. But if you were in Hawaii like thousands of years ago when it erupted as a volcano, you'll go like So that's what I mean when I say chaos is a necessary stage of evolution. Chaos is an agent of the universe that just comes into our life and just destroy things. And when it happens, we might feel traumatized, we might feel fearful, we might feel panic or afraid or scared. But time passes and that vibration kind of comes down. We refine our balance, we refine our stability, and we start creating a new life. And suddenly we are thriving in a new free way, freer than ever before. So that's what I mean when I say chaos is a necessary stage of evolution. Giving birth is chaos. You can ask any woman who gave birth. She went through chaos. I just had a beautiful mama from our community about to give birth 4 weeks from now. She just came this week for a healing session. It's like the big stomach. She's carrying all the hormone, all the emotions, the moods. She's not like herself, It's chaos. And then in 4 weeks she's gonna go into the labor room, and what is she gonna go through? Chaos. Contraction, labor, tears, sweat, saliva, juices, liquids everywhere flowing, screaming. And some people having it, I've seen women having an orgasmic birth as well. That's Scorpio as well. I literally saw a movie when Mali was about to come into Earth. I was watching all kind of different birth movies to get inspiration, and I literally saw a movie documentary about women who are having an orgasm while they give birth. Unbelievable. No pain, no suffering, pure orgasmic, like, oh my God. So different for everyone, but regardless, it's chaos. But out of this chaos comes a baby, comes a new life. And then a few weeks passes, the body of the woman starts to recover, a few months passes, the body of the woman keep on recovering, the baby is settling down into earth. A year later, 2 years later, the family got a whole new kind of balance going on, and it's so much more fun and joy and laughter and happiness and love. In some cases, of course, in other cases it could be different. So this is Scorpio. Death and rebirth. The chaos of the old, the breakdown of the old in order to give birth to the new. The phoenix rising from the ashes. So the moon coming into Scorpio to give us this good purge, this good kind of cleansing. This is fantastic for our emotional healing, people. This is great. This is to be embraced, not to be afraid of. All this blurb, don't be afraid of this, embrace it. You go like, yes sir. Put your shamanic soul uniform on, put your kind of kamikaze light walker uniform on, and guess like, okay, what needs to die? What cords need to be cut? What needs to be purged? What needs to end? What needs to die? What fear do I need to face in order to be liberated to a new life? What trauma do I have to face and heal in order to be liberated and break free from it? What an abusive relationship do I have to face in order to release it from me, to be free for new, more harmonious relationships? What kind of friendships I'm done with? What kind of business I'm done with? What kind of something that used to give me power, but it was actually corrupted form of power, needs to come to an end. I'm done with that. I'll say hello to the chat room. Hello Jess, Curly Jess. Hello, Roll King with the emoji of the crown. Excellent. Carrie, hello, beautiful Carrie. Hello, Jenaline. Master Bishop is in the house. All right. Where are you now? You in the Kimberleys already, yeah, Bishop? And Kimberly following you. Hello, Kimberly. And Shalom Ima from Austria this time. My mom is traveling all around Europe at the moment. Fantastic. Have fun, mom. Clara from Sweden. Hello, Clara. I hope you're still in Sweden. I don't know. And Tonya and Nico, love you. I love that reel that you did today. Tonya and Nico from Fitness Ring Boxing, they got themselves into the TV show, which they deserve. I had a nice coffee with them this week. Love my friends. Quality friends, that's what I'm talking about. So, I spoke a lot about this Scorpio. But the interesting thing about that, it's the last final full moon eclipse. It's the final eclipse in Scorpio. Since July, 7, and that's January. Since February 2022? No. Let's see. I forgot. Let's see. We're going to beginning of 2022, 2021. There we go. Okay, yes. There we go. So since February 22, I was still good. I got it. I still got it, baby. So, from exactly... Oh, sorry. I'm doing the nodes, if you're wondering what am I doing. I'm doing the nodes when exactly they moved into Scorpio Taurus. The 19th of January 2022. The 19th of January 2022. Go back to January 2022. Since then, until the coming July, 2 more months, the nodes have been in Scorpio Taurus. So the process we are talking about this full moon, it's been the theme in the big drop since January 22 to now. Hello, Kali Rasta. My pleasure. Sunshine Coast today, Bishop. Awesome. So January 22 until now, and coming up until July. So we have 2 more months of the nodes in Scorpio Taurus. And so all this energy I spoke about Scorpio, valid for this entire already 16 months, okay? Which is all about facing fears, facing endings, ending old karma, ending old past life karma, ending contracts, ending intimate relationships, ending old investments, old money schemes, tax debts, These are all Scorpio stuff. Sexual abuse stuff, power abuse stuff, power and control abuse, manipulative, secretive, jealousy, abandonment, rejection, betrayal, abuse of power, abuse of money, abuse of sex, affairs, cheats, scandals, lies, secrets, the shadows, the underworld, the taboo. That's what we've been ending, facing the end of that, okay? So we are facing it because we are releasing it. It's the south node. It's the past that we can't go there anymore. We have to let it go. The north node in Taurus all this time is establishing the future destiny of the new earth, the new physical reality, the new relationships, the new way of doing intimacy, the new way of doing relationships, the new way of doing sexuality, the new way of gaining pleasures, the new routines, the new hobbies, the new values, the new investments, the new money-making way, the new businesses, the new job, the new career, the new way of feeling safety, security, stability, the new way of obtaining it, gaining it, creating it, being it. Relying on your own resources. That's all Taurus. It's sensual, it's the quality of life, the new quality of life. What kind of quality of life are we looking for? What is the future guiding us to create that we are aiming to live by, to live in, to be in that state? So how many of us have faced in the last 16 months big changes in our jobs, in our careers, in our hobbies, in our values, in our relationships, in our sexuality, in our intimacy, in our health? Taurus is health, in Mother Earth, nature, climate change, all this climate change. Climate has always been changing, true fact. It's just a hype. There is a hype about climate change. You can ask the dinosaurs a few billion years ago. The climate changed for them, you know. You can ask the people who lived before the Ice Age how suddenly there was climate change and then there was an Ice Age. And then the people who came after the Ice Age, after how it changed for them when they used to be in an Ice Age and then suddenly it wasn't an Ice Age anymore. Cycles of Mother Nature. So, we look at the world and what do we see? The banking collapsing. An old prediction that is coming true in our days. This week, 3 different banks has plummeted. The stocks have just plummeted. Boom, boom, boom. Today was the last one, the new one today. 50% shares. Poof. This was all predicted in Future Awareness Report 5 years ago. And so those of you who think like astrology is a mumble-jumble of very fairy people, well, here's the evidence. Everything that is happening now has been predicted 5 years ago. So, you know, this is the time where I'm feeling value. I feel value in my vindication, in my predictions, in my guidance. That, you know, when I received the download of the guidance that I gave people through all these years, at first I was afraid. I didn't know how to present it to people. I was like, how am I going to present to people? The entire world is going to go to shit when everything was so cool. 2017, 18. Everyone was living a great life. Bali here, Bali there, retreats, yogas, smoothies, you know, health juice, Netflix and shopping and... And I was like, listen everyone, the world's gonna go to shit. Oh, come on, man, don't be fear-mongering. Come on, you're fear-mongering. Oh, Ami lost the plot. You know. Now here I am. What am I saying? Taurus, gratitude. Gratitude for trusting in who I am and valuing what I had to say, and gratitude to those who found value in what I had to say and value in my guidance. And I can definitely live in peace knowing that I've benefited many lives in creating a much better life for themselves by all kind of different ways, but financially especially, you know, in the last few years. Not because I'm a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a healer. a guide, astrologer, mumble jumble by the stars, you know. So, January 22 is when the nodal axis moved to Scorpio Taurus and we start having the eclipses. And then what happened? What is that? Oh, Guy, shalom, achi. Guy is a true evidence, right? Thanks to all this guidance, my brother Guy is a rocket over there in Israel, just like, you know, such a success story. I'm so proud of him. But that's the thing. Those who listened gained, and those who didn't listen didn't. So, the thing about this, if we're already in this timeline, I wanted to take you, so this is when the Taurus Scorpio axis started, which we had the eclipses all this time. And this coming full moon eclipse in Scorpio, bringing you back into the loop, is the final eclipse in Scorpio, in the axis of Scorpio Taurus for the next 9 years. In 9 years from now, the North Node will be in Scorpio, then we have eclipses in Scorpio with the North Node. So guys laughing, that's good. But if I take you to, I'm gonna take you now to, where was that? October? No, it was January. Now I want to go to, yeah, April. Okay, there it is. Okay, you know what? No, I'm going places that never mind. Rewind. So the chart is back on now. Okay, let's scan the skies and start from that. No, actually no. I have to finish the eclipse thing. So the Scorpio we spoke about a lot, but look at the Taurus. The Taurus party is at your 5 o'clock. And what do we have there? We have the North Node at 4 degrees. Mercury retrograde 9 degrees 44 minutes. The Sun 13 degrees 43 minutes. Uranus 18 degrees 37 minutes. So this full moon eclipse is doing this release and purge and ending, so we can have all that Taurus. And so that Taurus is like that new value of self, that new life that we want to create for ourselves, the new path, the new creation. You can take, you know, when I spoke about the relationship, I spoke about the bad relationship situation. But let's say you have a good relationship, you have a good marriage, you have a good family, but it's been going through some mumble jumble because of all the collective challenges, you know, the world is crazy and it's putting strains on home, on family, on relationships, you know, but people are kind of feeling different fears, people feeling the energy slowing down, economy, you know, finance, you know, all the wars going around. It can affect us a lot as individuals. We bring it home and it creates some kind of like, could create some disruption, some yucky vibe that really is not needed because it's a good relationship, it's a good family, it's a good marriage, or it's a good job, it's a good career, right? So you're going through some personal deep process, it affects your feelings and you bring it to work and then you think like, you know what, I should quit this job. But it's not necessarily that you need to quit the job. The job might be very good. You work in what you love being in service through that service providing, if it's like a salesman or if it's a healer or if it's a car wash or if it's a barista making coffees or making food, whatever it is. If you're doing what you love and you're valued there and you value what you do, it doesn't mean you have to change your job and end it. It means that you have to maybe change the way you do your job. Maybe change the structure or the pattern or the habit or the routine that's kind of remove the dullness. Your relationship, your marriage, you know, you have the same routine. You wake up, you do this. It's okay for a week, for a month, for a year. Comes a time that the relationship is starting to be stagnant, and then it's not good. Stagnant water has not good life energy in it. It's starting to develop mold and algae and bacteria. Not good. Not good to drink it, not good to swim in it, not good to have it. And so you have to sometimes refresh your relationship, refresh your marriage, do things differently. And this is what Uranus is helping us on this full moon eclipse. Uranus is coming as this kind of like bzzz, the lightning strike out of nowhere, a disruptive situation, a disruptive force. Suddenly, shockingly, surprisingly, things can happen. And don't fear it, because we're dealing with fear, Scorpio. But the idea is that, look, expect the unexpected, and the best recommendation to work with this energy is to be flexible. If you'll be too Taurus rigid, stuck, stagnant in your own kind of way, then Uranus is going to drop some shocking bomb on you or disruption into your life, into your routine. Then you're going to get cooked and upset and anxious and fearful and stressed. And then Scorpio is going to awaken all your dormant shadows of how far this pain goes and this trauma goes. And then you find yourself in like... No. We are doing all this talk and this love stream to speak about the energy, so we can have the awareness about it. We can have that conscious awareness. And the reason why I do this is, it's not that we can now play with the energy. Like, no, it's like, oh, okay, now I know it's going to happen, so I'm going to... Yes, you can walk with it. But if something has to happen, it will happen. The idea of astrology, of conscious awareness, is to have the tools that if something will happen, you're already kind of anticipating, you're aware of the energy, and then you're able to navigate through it better because you have a conscious awareness. Ah, yes, okay. I can see why this is happening. Oh yeah, that's that influence that Ami spoke about in the love stream, or that I read over there, or that I listened to over there. Okay, so I know that I have the potential to react like that and to do that, but that's the trap, and that's kind of falling down that energy. And I know that there is that way of actually achieving that mastery over that, and actually utilizing that energy and that challenge in order to actually harvest the potential of mastering it, or shifting it, or transforming it, or evolving beyond it. Therefore, if a shocking, surprising situation may come into my life, and it might create a disruption, and I will still may be processing the emotions that will come inside of me, I will have the conscious awareness that will guide me how to balance that, stabilize that, and choose the better path. So I have to be flexible. I have to be adjustable. I have to kind of know that it's okay. And if I will feel the anxiety, I will just use the things that I need to use. I use the deep breathing, use some tapping, some tissue salt to calm the nervous system down, some nervous system tonics, teas, herbs, grounding feet on the earth, earthing your electric current into the earth, 2 or 5 minutes, very healthy, walking in nature, exercising it, moving your body, doing some yoga, doing some breathing, doing some movement, not to sit and cook with that. For example. So, North Node in Taurus, our future destiny is calling us. And we are now in the final 2 months of that we are finalizing this kind of, setting the manifestation we wish to have in our physical reality. You can look at the economy and the finance and listen to the news, the mainstream media news, and you can go like, oh my God, the banking are crashing, the stock market is crashing, the dollar is crashing, oh no, the economy is going down, what are we gonna do? We're all gonna die, oh my God, we're not gonna have any money to live. You can invest in that fear-mongering energy, which is very present. Don't forget, Pluto is now retrograding back into Capricorn. The dark forces, the fear energies, they are going to be loud. They're gonna be so loud. And it's kind of like, it's the darkest moment in the 24 hours is the moment before dawn. And so just before the sunrise comes, it's the darkest. 4 a.m., 4:30, 4:45, 4:50. It's the coldest, it's the darkest. You sit in a camping in the Grampians or in the middle of the desert, and it's kind of cold, and you sit there and you go like, why am I waiting for sunrise and I'm not in my sleeping bag? I want my comfort, Taurus. I want to be in my sleeping bag, and just kind of like, whoa. But you know, he's like, no, I'm gonna face that. I'm gonna do that Scorpio. I'm gonna sit in that dark night, because through that darkness I can see all the stars. Nature is quiet, is silent, and I can have this deep reflection with myself. Medicina, they sit nighttime. The prophets prophesied nighttime. The poets, nighttime. The mystics, nighttime. It's the moon energy, it's the psyche, it's the receptive. Then comes the day, the action, the outgoing, the go, go, go. Well, what I'm trying to say is that Pluto retrograde now in Aquarius, it's going back into Capricorn. So all the shit show that we had in the last 6 years, with Saturn and Pluto, Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Capricorn, all that shit show, that's gonna get a bit of they're gonna get a bit more boost again. They're getting another boost. The universe gives them one more go. It's almost like, all right, just before you're gonna crumble down, just before you're gonna collapse, just before you're gonna really disappear from here and die and be gone, we're gonna give you one more go. Go for your life. Dance your last dance. Scream your last scream. Roar your last roar. So it's like that dragon that is fighting for its survival. It's about to fall down, and suddenly it goes like in the scariest scream ever. It's that scene from Lord of the Ring where it's about to kind of like, oh wow, suddenly it came to me. How would I call it? Ay. Where was that? Ah, there it is. From the Two Towers. Yeah. It's like everything seemed to be lost, right? And then they facing the dark forces, and the dark forces seems to start taking over, right? And I'm just scanning it through, and they fighting it. Like they're going like, oh no, we have no chance, and they go like, we're gonna fight this together, right? Let me stop the Ajit call for a second and bring that. And obviously YouTube is not gonna like it too much, so it's probably gonna be a short share. But here it is, you know. And you can see that, like, you know, they're kind of like a few amounts of nights are riding into the kind of dark forces. They facing all the trolls. And this is Pluto retrograde. It seems like the dark is about to take over. And you know, it's like this is the battle now. It's kind of the real battle between fear and love, between dark and light. And look how much dark is around them. They are literally riding into the darkness, right? And it's only a few of them, and then suddenly Gandalf rises with the light from the mountain. Here it is. There you go. Then the light comes in. Right? So remember that at the end the light will shine, and we will get through this dark time. And you know, then they basically taking all of them down, basically. And there you go. They're kind of riding down with the light. You see? So metaphorically, you need to remember and understand that we are living in this big battle between dark and light, between fear and love. And in order for us to manifest the new earth like the hobbits in the Lord of the Rings, we have to face that fear. We have to face those dark forces. We just have to trust the divine light. We have to trust the divine love that we are. And the light will shine. And the light will overtake the darkness. And this is kind of the coming second part of this year. There's kind of like, I'm gonna stop it now because it's getting a bit vicious. Blood and teeth and bring the Mauritania mantra now. Kaderas in the background. Mantra for peace and love, always. Oh, yeah, I just got a warning. It's alright, YouTube, I took it off. So, remember that in the background, that it's not just now, it's this year, it's the last 3 years, it's the last 5 years. It's kind of like, it's like so much is happening, and in the background, behind all the little details, behind all the daily headlines and the ongoing dynamics that you see in the politics and in the banking and in the finance sector, in the war and the militaries all around the world, if you strip it down to basic, it's dark versus light, it's fear versus love. And in the last few years, it seems like the dark is really taking over. It seems like the fear is really taking over. And it's not. It only seems like that. And at the coming time, it might be seem even more that it's taking over, because what's really happening is that they're losing their grip. The abusive powers that are corrupted, that are not in integrity, the abusive laws that are corrupted, not in integrity, the abusive institutions or governments or structures of society that are corrupted, not in integrity, that's the territory of Pluto. And Pluto if you are someone that decides to steal money, you will steal for a while. Some people will steal for a week or a month. Some people will steal for a year. Some people will steal. Some criminals will be big criminals. They will rob banks and steal for decades, for many years. And Pluto will give them that ability until the pendulum swing and it smash them in some way, shape and form. If you are someone that is cheating, having an affair, you could have a secret affair nobody knows. Nobody knows, only you. A month, a year, 5 years, 10 years. You'll be able to do what you want to do, but it will cost you. It will cost you in different ways. Maybe in your health, maybe physical health, maybe mental health, maybe emotional health. It will cost you at the end in your relationship in some way, shape and form. If you are someone that is lying, you can lie, you can deceive, you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So your time will come and your lies will be exposed, and then all the people that believed you all these years, all this time, suddenly will realize what a liar you are, and everything you managed to maintain through your lies for all that time will crumble to the ground. So the same storyline for the individual is also for an institution. It's also for a government. It's also for a leadership. It's also for a political party. It's also for an institution of all kind, if it's religious or educational or medical or whatever it is. Pluto is making sure that whatever is not in integrity, whatever has corrupted his power, will be dismantled, destroyed, and ended. And so until now, Pluto is allowing them to have all the power they want, and now it's almost like Pluto is gonna give them even more power. Why? So they will be fully exposed by the light. So keep that in mind, that this eclipse season that we are experiencing right now, we had the new moon solar eclipse in Taurus 2 weeks ago. Now we're having a full moon eclipse in Scorpio. And this eclipse season is opening a cycle of 6 months. So it's going to take us from now into October. So this process in the micro picture that we are initiating right now, the process we all been through in the last 2 weeks, and from the full moon eclipse until the new moon, next new moon in Taurus, which is going to be interesting by itself, even more powerful, even more significant. It's going to be a new moon in Taurus on the 28th degree on the Pleiades. It's going to be hot, baby. But what I'm trying to say is, there is many reasons to be afraid or scared or intimidated or traumatized by this reality. If you look at the headlines, the economy, the jobs, our businesses, you know, our families, our relationships, our friendships, it can feel like, you know, we can be afraid of not being safe or not being stable or not having the security we would have loved to have, or the relationship we would have loved to have, or the love or the health. You know, for some people, maybe you or a family member has some illness. You know, I do not wish that upon anyone, but it happens and it exists. And so, you know, you might be okay, but you might face in the fact that one of your family member has some terminal illness and you're facing the fear of losing them. I have a few clients like that, you know, that has like family members with cancer, with dementia, with all kind of illnesses, you know, that there is the ongoing lingering fear of like it's only a matter of time. And one of the main messages I always tell them is like, okay, listen, you can constantly be with them, see them, feel them in a state of fear of that you're about to lose them, which will eventually happen. One day or the other, we all have an expiry date. Or you can simply love the fact that you can enjoy their presence today. That is Taurus. If you're going to fear what you're going to lose in some point in the future, what you have lost in the past, what you are losing now, you are living in that fear, in that pain, in that death. In Scorpio, it's the Shambhala, it's the underworld. You can play there with your shadows as long as you want. The medicine is Taurus. Come into a sense of gratitude. Give thanks for life. Even if you have nothing, you have life. Give thanks for life. You've got no money, you've got no job, you've got no relationship, you've got no nothing. You can sit on a bench in the park, look around and say, thank you for this beautiful day. But it's raining. Yeah, say thank you for the rain. But I don't like rain. Doesn't matter. You still need to say thank you for the rain. Without rain, there's no water. It's cold today. Oh, what a shitty weather. It's like, yeah, say thank you for the cold. It allows you to have a good soup. You know, give thanks. Be in gratitude. When you are in gratitude, you are in vibration of abundance. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance. Taurus. You give thanks for what you have. You value what you have. You focus on what you don't have. You're doing Scorpio South Node. I don't have. Lack. Don't have power. Nothing is empowering there. But when you come to Taurus and you're in gratitude and your appreciation and your evaluation of things you have, no matter what your circumstances are, you know, there's a tool in hypnotherapy when, you know, it's been given to parents usually when they have a child and the child kind of hurt himself. You know, I did it with Mali a few times. It's quite hilarious. It's entertaining. And he goes like, oh, I hurt my knee, and they cry like, oh, my knee. You go like, well, okay, but are you hurting here? No. 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 Oh, okay, so you're all right. And that's the magic tool. You are diverting the conscious attention from this one point of pain into all the other points which are cool. And suddenly it balances the perspective that, okay, my knee may hurt, but the rest of my body is okay. So even if you do have the unfortunate situation where you are sick or unhealthy or unwell, give thanks for the other parts while walking. I'm just giving you tools. Of course, it's kind of like, yeah, easy for you to say. No. We're all facing those challenges. But I'm just giving tools that can help you raise your vibration in your physical radiance. You know, it's like you can drink a glass of water, and you can drink a glass of water when just before you drink it, and go like, love and gratitude. And that projection of energy into the water changes the molecular structure of the water. And the water you drink is more charged with that frequency. You can do that with your food. What's the whole ritual of blessing for your food? In all religious cultural backgrounds, you do blessings for the food. You bless the food, you bless the water. If it's in shamanic tradition, Christian tradition, Jewish tradition, Muslim tradition, Buddhist tradition, in every tradition there is that ritual of giving blessing for the food, for the water, for the drinks, for the wine, because you recognize the blessing in that. You elevate the vibration of that which you're about to take in. So that's Taurus, It's kind of like, okay, you may not have money, but you have a beautiful partner. You may not have a beautiful partner, but you have a partner that loves you. You may not have kids. I said it last week as well. It's kind of finding value, right? So Taurus is kind of, we want to create a new earth. We want to create a new life. We want to create a new future destiny. And Mercury is retrograding in Taurus, is slowing us down. It's balancing. It's interesting, right? Because if you look at that area of Taurus, you see Uranus on the 18th degree, the Sun on the 13th, Mercury on the 9th. So the Sun is sandwiched between Uranus and Mercury, and both of them are related to the mind. Uranus is the higher mind, the cosmic mind, the multidimensional mind from the universe, from beyond time and space. The innovative, the futuristic, the revolutionary, the epiphany, the enlightenment, the transcendence, the realization. That's Uranus coming out of there. And Mercury is the lower mind, the ego mind, the thinking mind, the perceiving mind, the communicating mind, the analyzing mind. And the Sun is the soul expression, your soul radiant light, your individual spark, your creative force, who you are on a soul level. And it's going in Taurus, and we're in Taurus season, where we're kind of focusing on our money, focusing on our business, focusing on our jobs, our careers. We're focusing on our relationships, on our sexuality, on our health, on our beauty, on our fashion, on our valuables, on our possessions, on our belongings, on our home, on our health. We're focusing on that simplicity life on earth as physical human beings. And the Sun, the soul, is right there, traveling right now in the middle of Taurus, 13 degrees. She's coming towards a full moon eclipse in Scorpio, where she needs to purge. There's gonna be something going on here. And she's between Uranus and Mercury. So the soul is kind of like, Mercury retrograde again. It's this Mercury retrograde is awesome. I've got a new retro number for my car, a new battery for my car. Now I have a new mobile phone. Just today I got it. Because everything broke down. The battery of the car went flat, dead. The retro of the this was not right. I had to fix that. The mobile phone was just dying in front of my eyes. I said it in the live stream 2 weeks ago. And so suddenly I realized that today, I was like, oh my god, this Mercury in Taurus, it's like I fixed the car, new battery, new radio, I fixed my mobile phone, and a new mobile phone upgraded. Until now I had like Samsung S9 from like 7 years ago. Suddenly upgraded, but still, I did the proper Mercury retrograde in Taurus, right? I was like, okay, I need to know my capacity, my ability. I don't need to buy a new device in $1,500, $2,000. I don't need that bullshit. I just need a good mobile device. I can speak. I can have my apps that I need to communicate with the community, with all the things that I'm doing every day. And so, okay, second-hand market. Look at devices. Which one is good? Yeah, this one is good. That's a good price. Thank you. Order it. Done. So it's like I got a new device, but kind of second-hand as new. Nothing wrong with it. A third price of a new device, and it gave me a whole new value that I'm working on all day long today. I've been with mobiles, did my head. But that's Mercury retrograde in Taurus, is like slowing us down so we can actually really think about things, redefine things, negotiate, agreements, business deal, trading deals. It's like before you trade, it's kind of help you to analyze the charts and the market properly. It's like not going into shorting or long in Bitcoin because it's very volatile. It's with Uranus involved there. You're more taking the long term. Everyone's starting to do their taxes now. Mercury retrograde in Taurus helps us with that. It's kind of like helping us kind of really take it slow, pay attention to all the details, put everything on Coinly, the accounting software, all the wallet addresses coming in, wallet addresses going out, exchanges, all the buy, trade, sell orders, working on your taxes, preparing all that, doing your business taxes, so you are ready in advance. This week I told the family last week, the community, this beautiful bull recovery wave, with the astrology, I don't see it going for more than a few more weeks. 2-3 more weeks. Maybe it will slip into June, but it's not gonna last for much longer. I believe it will end sometime in the end of May. It could slip into June, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But regardless, I said to the community, don't buy into euphoria, although we never know, right? So this is only for people that need to take profit in order to pay their debts, loans, taxes. But other than that, and I'm not a financial advisor, but other than that, hodl. If you don't really need the money, just don't do that to yourself, because we don't know what's going to happen. In Lebanon, the chart already did 15x on the previous all-time high. In Argentina, in Pakistan, and in Argentina, Pakistan, and what's the other country? I forgot. The chart of Bitcoin already in all-time high. So if we look at the charts of Bitcoin in those currencies, we can see. I had it last week. I had it prepared for you, and I didn't have time to show it. There it is. That's one. And it's still in the history because I had it ready for you last week. That's 2. And that's 3. There we go. Okay, so if I show you this, there we go. Look at this. No, not that. That. Okay, if I'll show you this chart, this is the chart. We'll start with that. This is the chart of Bitcoin to the Lebanese pound. Okay, so look what happened this year. I'll make it even shorter. Let's make it 5 years. Okay, there you see the spread. So this is the previous all-time high we all experienced, right? Then it went down, just like we did with the US dollar. And then in January of 20, they lowered the value of the currency. There was a massive, I don't know all the financial terms, that I don't want to kind of say the wrong thing, but basically like there was a massive devaluation of the Lebanese pound, and like literally, look, it started from the 9th of January, it went up 29th of January, and then overnight on the 6th of Feb, look at that, it jumped from 35 million Lebanese pound to 352 million Lebanese pound. That's 10x in overnight, 10x. Now it's already here. It's already went to 460, so that's already 13x, right? 13 times overnight. Why? Because their currency collapsed. That's what Bitcoin is coming to fix. This is a chart of a year. There you go. This is why Bitcoin exists. This is what Bitcoin comes to fix. Bitcoin was created in 2008 when the financial crisis happened, And since then, it's been kind of maturing to be ready for this time where the old guard, the old currencies, the old economy is going to crash. So Lebanon is a third world economy. It's easy for it to happen there first. Now let's look at the Argentinian currency. There we go, the same. Went all-time high like we had in the US dollar, went down, and then it did a correction up like we're doing with US dollar, right? So we are now doing this as well. But then it didn't really crash down as we expected to do in the USD. It suddenly pumped up to the previous all-time high. And this is where it is now. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say is that, you know, we might get to the 48 or 50 and you're going to go, okay, I'm going to take profits and go out. And then it's going to crash down for the correction. This might be what we're doing right now, by the way. We might be doing this, land back to the 25,000. And then suddenly it goes up to the previous all-time high of 69,000. That's why you hodl if you don't need the money. That's what I'm trying to say in all this. Now let's bring the US dollar. This is the chart of the US dollar to Bitcoin. All right. So here we did one wave. Then now we're doing the second wave, right? We're building the momentum. We've crossed through this kind of resistance. We've crossed through the resistance of this area, and this area we bumped into. We got all the way up to here. So we bumped into this, and we bumped into that, and we bumped into here. So we went up, and then we're going down because we didn't have enough power, enough energy. When we go down, we accumulate the energy, and then we will burst to it until the next place. But if you look at this shape, right, and you compare it, if you look at this shape, okay, here it is. If you look at this shape, and you compare it to this shape, okay, 5 years chart, refresh, 5 years, there we go. So you see, up, up, down, and then boom, right? So remember this shape, wave, wave, down, and boom. And now compare it to this, wave, wave, and then down. So this, you know, here we are, 1, 2, right? If we go back to that, here is the 1, 2. What if this now is coming to the US dollar? No, I mean, no, that can't be. That can be. Really? Do you know that right now there is the BRICS meeting in South Africa and 21 new countries want to join the BRICS? There's like massive movements in the world economy. And the leadership of America and how America looks like with everything that they've got, it's a mess. So if that happens with Bitcoin in the same way with the US dollar, you know, then maybe that will take us basically, if the same kind of move will happen with the US dollar. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying if we're taking 10x, we're going to do up to $300,000. Like, you're thinking, oh, I mean, this is insane. It's crazy what you're saying. It's like, yeah, I know. Tell this to the Lebanese people. Do you think the Lebanese people knew it's going to go overnight? 10x, right? 10x. Let's take from here, 28,000, right? Let's say it's from here, 28,000 to 280,000. Overnight. It can happen. It's not going to happen tonight, but maybe it will happen here. You don't know. Right? I'm just saying hypothetically. Then say that to the Argentinian. They thought it's like, no, it's not going to go to the all-time high. Well, there you go. All-time high. Right? So I'm just showing you how in third world countries, in places where the economy is low, is kind of weak, it's already happening. Bitcoin is already valued. Why? Because Argentina is in massive inflation. Massive inflation. So, okay, not everyone's going to be like Argentina, like Lebanon, but if we do Argentina, then we're going here. And let's enlarge it. What I'm trying to say to you, bottom line, is that Bitcoin is a safe hedge. Bitcoin is not a money scheme making thing. It's some kind of like quick money fix, do this, do that. But if we do Argentina, we're doing that. This is what Argentina did. Look, here is that. Let's move that so it's more clear, right? Here is US dollar with Bitcoin. Okay, that's the chart. Here is Argentina, right? Boom, boom, down and up to the previous all-time high. There you go. So, if you sell in 48, if you sell in 50, because you wanna kind of do the smart trader of selling high and then buying low, but Bitcoin says like, up yours, I'm going up to 69. Then you're gonna go like, why did I sell? Now it's harder for me to accumulate what I sold. So this is the lesson for those of you, what I'm trying to say. If you don't have to sell in order to pay debts, taxes, credit loans, whatever it is, hodl, 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 because Bitcoin is your safe hedge for this time. And how is this relating to this chart, to this astrology, to this eclipse? You're gonna be in fear. The world is gonna go into trauma and shock and sudden events in economy and currencies. Uranus, Taurus, economy, finance, assets. Mercury, stock market, trades. There's gonna be some massive volatility, like it's already happening. The banks this week, 3 banks, 3 massive banks. I showed to the community today. Where is that? Today I showed to the community this picture. This one. And today USA, the Federal Reserve, it hikes the interest rate by 0.25 point to 5.25%, the highest since January 21, right? So then it's kind of like, and the funniest thing, where was that? Oh, this is the picture I wanted to show you. This is the picture. There you go. Look at that. Not this one. This one. So this is a visualization of all the banks collapses since 2006. So you can see in 2008, Washington Mutual Bank was $307 billion kind of assets that was kind of crashed, the biggest one. Then you have the IndyMac Bank, 32 billion, only 32. Colonial Bank, only 25 billion. Then all the small banks, yeah, those are the small little banks, right? All that happened in 2008. What happened? Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008. Right here. Pluto entered Capricorn and look what happened. Oh, not this one. That's what comes after. So now that Pluto is ending his journey in Capricorn and he's coming back to finish the job, come on. Look what is happening. This was the beginning. Pluto initiated the collapse, the crash of the old guard, the old banking system, the old corruption, the old money, the old economy. And then it kind of calmed down, and look at that. First Republic Bank, last week, 229 billion, massive. Silicon Valley Bank, 2 months ago, 209 billion, boom. Signature Bank, 110. And then Today Bank is even bigger. So you already have these big bubbles that are only starting. When one big bubble happened here, look how many others. So think what's going to unfold. It's a domino, right? So be humble, stack sets. So this is a joke because he said like that the economy of the US is strong and resilient, right? As soon as he said that the economy is strong and resilient, not this one, right here, sorry, this is what happened. PacWest bankrupt, fell 50% in after-hour trading. 50% of his stock, boom. This is nuts, right? So then there's this meme that is a joke like, and then I said, it sounds and resilient. They are laughing at people. They are laughing at the stupidity of people that don't understand what's going on. You see, Fat Chip says banking system is sound and resilient after failures. Literally a few hours after this happens. So this is just to show you some of the things we are sharing in our Telegram chat room and the fun that we're having over there. But it relates to this eclipse because the world is facing fears about economy crash, recession, depression, inflation, Economy slowing down, economy is kind of jolted, banks crashing, currencies crashing, changes in the global dynamic powers of the BRICS and the US dollar. The BRICS is a big deal because what's really happening is like more countries saying, okay, we are kind of seeing that the big dog is now starting to die and we want to join the new dog. It's like a dynamic of school. You go with this cool guy because he's cool and everyone want to be with that cool guy because he's cool. But nobody really like him, but everyone goes with him because he's cool and scary and But then suddenly, after a few years, come a new cool kid that is stronger and actually really cool. So then everyone's starting to go with the new cool kid, and slowly that old cool kid is losing power. It's the same thing. So we are watching the change of the gods. We are watching big changes, and a lot of people who are not aware of all the things we know. Many people didn't hear future awareness prediction. Many people didn't understand what the astrology is bringing to this time. Many people didn't prepare and didn't buy Bitcoin. Many people didn't prepare and didn't buy silver and gold. Many people just kept on living the good ski that they live, spending, buy now, pay later, credit loans, mortgages. Today I saw this ridiculous headline. It seems like the real estate market of Australia is starting to turn. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Anyone who's listening to the mainstream media telling you that the real estate market is about to turn upwards, you are delusional. Loud and clear. Said. My opinion. Astrology. So as the world is facing these fears, you can be one of them. You can listen to those news all day long. You can be afraid of your finance, of your savings, of your superannuation, of whatever. Or you can focus on the new earth that we are creating. There is more and more Bitcoin adoption around the world. By individuals, by communities, by countries. The last 2 weeks, Bhutan, the kingdom of Bhutan from the Himalaya, the crown chakra of the earth, they have announced that they have been mining Bitcoin since 2017, and they are now investing $500 million more in a mining rig on natural energy in the Himalaya. El Salvador is already winning it. And so you can go and be afraid of the collapse of the dollar, or you can start learning about Bitcoin, about the new earth, and start looking into the future with that excitement, with that optimism, with that kind of revolutionary breaking free approach. Don't fear what is dying. Find value in what we are birthing. That's the big energy shift here. Don't fear the relationship that is ending. Love the relationship that is starting. If you are letting go of an abusive relationship, yes, you're going to be single. But guess what's gonna happen there? You're gonna re-find and rekindle and re-establish your sense of self-love, Taurus. Taurus, rely on your sense of self-love. If you have been relying on other people outside of you in order to know that you are loved, that you have value, then it's very easy for you to feel abused, a victim, trauma, pain, rejection, abandonment, betrayal, all that thing. But if you are doing Taurus energy, and I'm talking to you like a true Taurian who experienced all of this bullshit in the last year and a half. Everything I'm saying to you, I've experienced over the last year and a half. And I've said it a few times before already. Everything was taken away. Everything. Everything that represented me, everything that I've created, everything I've achieved, everything I've invested, everything I've manifested, everything. And what was with me throughout this time, in my home, in solitude, in silence, in dark and sad nights, and in enlightened and happy nights and days, me. I was here to love me, to be with me, to christen me, to nourish me, to nurture me, to hear my own pain, to hear my own frustration or anger or upset or grief or fears or traumas, and to heal my own fear and frustration, and to refine the love for self, and to refine the value for self, and to trust that I will get through this no matter what, and I will achieve a new life on earth in the way that I want it to be from now on, in the way that I value it from now on. And it's gonna be a new way. We are creating something new. The same soul is wearing or choosing to wear a new dress, a new suit. The same soul is now being told to let go of something old in order for the new to be created. So don't be afraid of what is falling down. Don't be afraid of what is ending. Don't be afraid of what is dying. Don't be afraid of anything. Be in love. Hello, Brother Stephen. Hello, Rowena. Hello, Simone. Awesome. Good to have you guys with us. So that's this Taurus opposition to the full moon eclipse in Scorpio, with Uranus and Mercury involved. Remember, the sun is between Uranus and Mercury. Downloading the new inspiration, innovative, breaking free. What do you say, universe? Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? I need to rebel. By the way, it can bring a very strong sense of need to rebel and to break free. And we don't want to do it in destructive way, in shocking ways. We want to do it in valuable ways, in a way that is safe for everyone and stable for us too. And with Mercury, we are taking the time. This is Taurus. Taurus is slow. Taurus is not going anywhere fast. Scorpio is fast. I want to make money now. Pepe coin. This week was Pepe coin hype. Another meme coin, Pepe coin, the froggy of all the rebels of America. They have the Pepe thing going on, you know, the frog kind of animation. Whoever got into it first made millions. It was like maybe like 9 zeros after the dot. It was like a friction of 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 a cent. Basically, you could have bought 1 million Pepe coins for like $4. And it went overnight. In a matter of 3 weeks, it went 250 times your money. So even if you would have bought 1 million Pepe coin in $4, that would have become $400, $1,000. $4 became $1,000. So then think what the gamblers and the risk takers did. They drop a whole Ethereum on that, like a $2,000 worth. Multiply that to 50. Let's take 1,000. Okay, 1,000 became $250,000. Nuts. Only in crypto, but it's a hype. You can get lucky, you can succeed, you can get scammed, you can be the one that's buying too high and then everything is dumped on you and your money is gone. That's Scorpio. I want to find the next meme coin. And they go online, it's like, oh, what's the next meme coin? Oh, pizza is the next meme coin. People chasing the hype. Well, in the background, it's not going to just stay humble and stack sats. Bitcoin, Taurus, long and steady wins the race. Just long and steady wins the race. You can go, it's like, oh, I want to have some sex tonight. Let's go on Tinder. Oh, sex tonight. Oh, right, left, left. Oh, this one. Let's have sex. Okay, let's have sex. You're sharing sacred juices. You're sharing energy. You're sharing karmatic energy when you have sex with someone. It's not just sex. It's energy as well. You do that. You devalue yourself for the sake of temporary dopamine. You know? You go gambling, dopamine. I need some dopamine hit. I go Scorpio, gambling. Oh, let's go to the casino. Oh, okay, that was a good dose of dopamine. But instead of that, what about picking up an instrument and playing music for an hour? Oh my God, what a dose of dopamine. And then you love it so much the day after you pick up the instrument again. Guess what? No money spent. You got the instrument at home. Take a canvas. You don't have canvas, take a piece of paper from your printer. You don't have that, take a white envelope from the garbage bin. Take a pen. Draw. Art, creativity, dopamine. You spend hours on your dating app in order to find love, to find connection, to find dopamine. You're searching for dopamine. Oh, she's nice. Oh, he's nice. Oh, he's looking good. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Instead of that, call a good friend. Have a nice chat. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Awesome dose of dopamine. It will also rekindle the relationship, the friendship. Then you have more conversations like that over time. And suddenly it becomes a more sustainable kind of source of dopamine. Value. Taurus. Don't look for the hype Scorpio. Look for long-term value. Okay? But Uranus there is kind of like, hey, time to rebel against the old way, Taurus. Time to let go. Don't hold on to that anymore. Let that go. Let that go. Let that end. Enough. We need to evolve. We need to get out of here. Now, this is the final. It's a lunar eclipse in Taurus, conjunct Uranus, and Uranus is on the 18th degree of Taurus. And remember what we said last week, what happened on the 18th degree of Taurus last year? August 2022, Mars conjunct the North Node and Uranus on the 18th degree of Taurus. So this is going to be even more profound as we go through the week. Because the full moon eclipse, exactly, let me take you to the chart of the full moon eclipse. Just a second. Love and gratitude. Tea. Although it's cold by now, it's tea. You give thanks. So, before we go to the full moon eclipse chart, and then I'll take you to the Mars conjunct North Node Uranus and why is it relating to now, I just want to touch base with that Venus aspect. So Venus is on your 4 o'clock, 26 degrees, 33 minutes of Gemini. Venus in Gemini. Socializing, talking, communicating, phone calls, emails. Hey, you want to go out? Hey, you want to have a coffee? Let's have a chat. Let's converse. Let's storm some ideas. Business meetings, your colleagues, your workers, your employees, your bosses. Hey, how can we boost the business a bit, you know? The business is a bit stuck, but it sounds like, oh my god, the business is so stuck, the money is so slow. Okay, let's not invest energy in that, because the business is already stuck, the business is already slow. There's no point talking about that. Let's talk about exciting things. How can we boost the business? How can we create more sources of income? How can we be more creative with what we do? We already do what we do, but how can we bring something new into it? How can we be creative? Let's connect with other people that might have different ideas. Let's do some networking. Let's do some marketing, some promotion. Maybe change your logo, maybe change your name, maybe change the way you promote it. Maybe do a new thing on social media, maybe do a new thing on your website. Maybe do a special price for the season of craziness. Whatever. Don't focus on the business is slow, money is slow, debts are piling, bills are piling. We know that, it's a fact. Don't give that energy. Be there. What are you creating? What are you doing? How are you moving forward? How are you manifesting? Taurus, how are you manifesting? Manifest. Your vibration, your frequency. You need money? Vibrate abundance. I'm manifesting money. I'm manifesting money. You have some trouble? Manifest the solution. Use your Mercury and Uranus. Use your higher mind and your lower mind to speak to creation, speak to spirits. A great spirit, my guides, angels, please help me. I need some help. I need some guidance. I need to meet someone that could help me do that. I need whatever it is for you. I need to find a new love. I need to find a new job. I need to find a new home. I need to find a new car. This universe, guide me. Come on. I give you full permission. I want to manifest good things in my life. I want to feel good. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. Speak to the universe. For free. No charge. Doesn't cost you anything. No membership, no subscription. just talk to spirit. It's like, oh, hi friend. Oh yeah, I had to press a button on the phone in order to call you, in order to speak to you. With spirit, you don't need even a button. Just like, hey, spirit, come on, give me some good luck. Come on, I need some good luck. Whatever you need. Give me some healing, some blessing, some health. Ask, and you shall receive. Okay, so Venus in Gemini is kind of like rethinking, replanning, and Mercury retrograde in Taurus, ruled by Venus. Venus is traveling through Gemini, ruled by Mercury. It's a mutual reception. They both working together. Gemini is slowing us down in Taurus so we can really redefine and our business, our plans, our investments, all our kind of physical reality, our relationships, our routines, our jobs, our homes. Venus is in Gemini, thinking about different ideas, conversing, talking, chatting, socializing, reading, downloading, studying, intellectualizing, thinking about different things. And as Venus is doing that and Mercury is doing that, 26:33 right now, and in a few hours from now, I'm gonna move it there, but it's already from now. Remember, the alignment is not just when it happens, it's already from now. There it is. Love the Mauritania mantra. Venus 26:50 Gemini, 6 o'clock. Neptune 26:50 Pisces, 3:34 p.m. a.m. tonight. Okay, so it's kind of like, oh, it's already 9:40. Wow, Dio mio. So it's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 6 hours from now, Venus square Neptune. That's usually it's a bit of disappointment. It's a square. A square is kind of a friction. Venus in Gemini, she had an idea. She thought, she went on a date, or she thought to register to a new course or to a new diploma, or she went to an interview for a new job, or she met someone new and they decided to go on a coffee. Neptune in Pisces, a dream, a fantasy. Oh my God, this might be it. Oh my God, he might be it. Oh my God, she might be it. Oh my God, this investment might be it. Oh my God, this job might be it. But then suddenly disappointment. You thought that there was something, but then it turned out that they're not exactly who you thought they were. You were more kind of like you were creating a fantasy about them in your mind, in your perception. You wanted to believe in that, and reality then showed you that it's not really who they are. That job, that interview, you thought it went great and you got the job, then suddenly it's like, oh, sorry, no, we decided to go in with someone else. So it's a bit of a disappointment, a bit of a letdown. People, singles, need to be careful with this energy, not to go for that kind of quick fix, South Node Scorpio, re-traumatizing yourself and going for a quick sex. This energy, it's Venus square Neptune. You can find yourself becoming a sex slave for someone, manipulated, coerced to kind of like, do the Scorpio, do the shadow side. Not good for you. Go where you feel safe, Taurus. So this kind of like Venus and Neptune, how to avoid it? Trust your intuition, but also be aware of your intuition that it might be a bit kind of like not the sharpest. So trust your gut feeling and don't over kind of fantasize about things that, just don't jump too quick, too soon. Know that it's a short-term transition. So it's kind of like, you decide to take a risk and to gamble on some stock, on some, on some crypto. It's like, don't overestimate what you see. Be kind of cautious, And then, although it's a disappointment kind of flavor, what follows it as it breaks out of that square, 6 o'clock Venus to Neptune, Jupiter here on your 7 o'clock, Neptune 9 o'clock, Venus 6 o'clock, Jupiter is on your 8 o'clock, 2712. So as it moves from the exact square to Neptune, and 3:34 a.m. is the exact time, and then by there you go. Tomorrow, Friday, 1:41 p.m., Venus is sextile Jupiter, and that's beneficial. that suddenly a blessing does come true. Suddenly a good luck unfold. So maybe you wanted to go on a date with this guy, but suddenly he cancelled on you, you got disappointed, but then something even better came up. And you go like, oh my God, that's why that didn't happen, because this need to happen. Right? So you wanted to buy something, but suddenly you didn't have enough money in your bank, or your credit card didn't work, or your online banking was blocked, and you missed the opportunity, and you go like, what a bummer, I missed the opportunity to buy that, I really wanted that. Then the day after, suddenly you find the same thing you wanted to buy, even a better price, even better opportunity, even better condition. You go like, yes. So that's this energy of today and tomorrow. Of like, don't, this might be a temporary disappointment, but then there is this kind of like reason why it happened that is more beneficial. This is also good for dating. The Venus sextile Jupiter, good for dating, good for meeting someone new, good to kind of, because Jupiter in Aries, it's kind of like, you might feel good about yourself. With Venus and Neptune, you might feel insecure about your appearance, your body, your sexuality, your beauty. That's kind of like looking at yourself through the smoking mirror. So it's kind of like Neptune is showing you what you want to see, and you see the insecurity or the illusion you have about yourself. But then comes Sun and Jupiter, and suddenly you're able to say, you know what? That's an illusion. I am beautiful just the way I am. I am sexy just the way I am. I am attractive. There is always someone that will find me attractive, So if you find that in you, and Venus in Gemini, you are able to kind of communicate yourself, converse, change the way you think about yourself. Jupiter in Aries, that is more beneficial, that is more uplifting and kind of like expanding. And Jupiter is at the end of Aries. That's it, 27 degree of Aries. So Jupiter is really kind of expanding this sense of self-direction for the next 12 years of Jupiter around the Sun. Let's renew the Mahamritanya mantra. Well, actually, let's stay with the Snatam Core. Why not? Snatam Core in the background now. So this is today, tonight. And then we have the full moon. The full moon is happening. There we go. Saturday early morning. 14:58, I think it happens. 14:50, yes. Yeah, 14:58. There you go. The moon on your 2 o'clock, 14 degrees 58 minutes of Scorpio. The sun on your 7 o'clock, 14 degrees 58 minutes of Taurus. Saturday, 3:34 a.m. So exactly 24 hours after Venus square Neptune. That Venus square Neptune that is happening tonight at 3:34, it's exactly 48 hours before. That might be bringing up the hint for the healing, some disappointment or some illusion or something that causes us pain, something that separates us from love. Neptune is the divine unconditional love. It's interesting because the sun is between Uranus and Mercury, the higher mind, the lower mind, and Venus square Neptune. Venus is the lower octave of love, Neptune is the higher octave of love. And then the eclipse is in Scorpio Taurus, which is kind of like fear and love. So it's almost like, in order for us to manifest the future destiny, the future new reality of ourself in Taurus, physicality, beauty, sensuality, sexuality, relationships, pleasures, quality of life, Venus and Neptune bringing up that which kind of like is an illusion or a fantasy or a misconception or a lie or a deceit or something that we got confused, we got it wrong. And then Jupiter with Venus shows us why we had that. There's a certain blessing that then unfolds. Uranus involves epiphanies, realization, suddenly bzz, bzz. And this is the cooking. Then later on Tuesday, Sun conjunct Uranus. And then we get in the real aha. So then this full moon eclipse, 14 degrees 58 minutes, Taurus Scorpio, and look at the dot, it's 4 degrees away from Uranus, so it's pretty much conjunct. And at the time of the eclipse, Venus 27:56 in Gemini, sextile Jupiter 27:26 in Aries, beneficial, rewarding, it's all for the better future. but we must do this purge. We must let go of everything that is devaluing us, not according to a higher value we're aiming for. It's not a part of our future reality. End contracts, put things to bed, time to end things. Enough. Enough with the suffering, enough with the trauma, enough with the pain, enough with abuse, enough with fear, enough with scaring. Don't be afraid of reality. Reality is gonna be zapped a lot. A lot. Don't go there. Know inside of you that we are manifesting and co-creating the new earth, and focus on that. Focus on what we are creating. And don't worry about the world. The world is going through its own process, and it's a part of the big plan. Trust the big plan. Saturn in Pisces is helping us understand that it's governed by spirit. Everything is governed by spirit, okay? And Saturn is sextile in the North Node, 4 degree to 5 degree. And so it's beneficial, it's karmic. Everything that is happening is very karmic. Karma with the South Node in Scorpio, for some people this will be an end of a multi-lifetime incarnational karmic debt. For some souls, this is a multi-lifetime, multi-incarnational debt that is put to end for your next multi-incarnations to be on a whole new vibration. I didn't plan to say that, it just came, so pay attention. And if you had shivers or goosebumps when you heard that, it's you, baby. So, as we pass through this full moon eclipse, this is on Saturday. Remember, full moon eclipse, sound healing meditation, Friday 8 p.m., Saturday 2 p.m. We have a soccer match that morning, that's going to be interesting. And then we go through the days, and once we go through the full moon eclipse, what's happening next is that on Monday early morning as well, or is it Sunday night? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. On Monday, just past midnight on Sunday, so like 36 hours after the full moon, Venus moves into Cancer. That's a beautiful shift. Venus is going from the Gemini, from the thinking, from the mind. She's going into Cancer, softening into a place you can feel safe, nurtured, love connection, motherly. She's going to focus on her emotional well-being, on her emotional security. She's going to bring some grace and softness to Mars in Cancer, which maybe sometimes impulsive with the way he feels at the moment, or feeling a bit insecure. The ego masculine is a bit insecure. Venus comes in and says like, don't worry, Baba, I love you, we're gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay. Let's do something we love, let's do something that feels good, let's connect with nurturing connections. So this full moon eclipse is clearing bad connections, negative connections, toxic connections, toxic habits, addictions, drugs. Venus square to Neptune. To all the druggies out there, you better be careful of overdosing, of toxicity, of poisoning. That's kind of the warnings of being scammed. Be careful of scams out there. Venus square Neptune. Be careful of scams tomorrow. Don't buy something that sounds too good to be true. Come, you'll make this amount of money in very quick. Don't believe any of that. Scorpio and Venus square Neptune. But then when Venus goes into Cancer, it's a good shift. And the next thing that is happening after that is that then the Sun is closing on Uranus. And the exact conjunction of Sun-Uranus is happening on Wednesday at remember, it's already from now, cosmologically you saw, it's there. But it's building up, and it's exactly on Wednesday, 5:52 a.m. On the 18 degree 56 minutes of Taurus, I'm gonna end with that. Something comes in. Something is being realized. Something is being understood. There is the aha. There is the breakthrough. There is the liberation. The ending process, purging that you are doing on this full moon eclipse creates space for an opening. And suddenly, Sun with Uranus, you understand why it happened to you. You're breaking free from something that held you back. You're breaking free from something that was kind of like daunting you or traumatizing you or hurting you, some debt or some shadow or some pain or some fear or some situation that you're entangled with that you really want. Suddenly comes this moment of like, it's breaking free. And this might make you be like, I need to rebel against the old, I can't take this anymore. So be careful. This is abruption, this is sudden, this is shocking, this is surprising. And it's in Taurus. This on a global picture, this could be a bomb dropping, an earthquake, a volcano, economy, something, economy, Bitcoin. Bitcoin loves Uranus is Bitcoin. Revolutionary, disruptive, chaotic, breaking free, decentralized, young, high-tech, innovative. Uranus in Taurus is what led me at first into Bitcoin. That's what guided me into Bitcoin, seeing that Uranus goes into Taurus and then combining with all the rest. So, not promising anything, but I do look forward to this day with crypto as well. But it's not just crypto, it's not just finance, it's your health. Having a breakthrough, suddenly realizing something, why you feeling this way, why you are bloated. Suddenly an allergy discovered, now you understand why you bloated. Suddenly you went to see a different practitioner, you decided, you know what, I'm done seeing this GP, I'm going to see a new GP. Suddenly the new GP tells you something completely different that makes perfect sense. You go like, oh my God. Maybe Venus square Neptune. Your old GP gave you shit and treated you like a piece of shit, and you said, you know what, I'm done with this. I thought this GP was beautiful and now I'm disappointed. You go, you pick up a phone call, you book into a new GP, you go and Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and then Venus in Cancer, and then this kind of Sun, Uranus, suddenly this new GP is awesome vibration, awesome energy, and you're like, now I understand why that happened. This is where I belong. It could be a different modality, a practitioner, sound healing, Chinese medicine, something that you're trying in your creative forces, something that you're doing differently, you're breaking out of routine. Allow yourself to break free in your creative expression, in your job, in just saying things differently, doing things differently, making love differently, bringing some excitement into your intimacy, if in relationship or not. Bringing some excitement into your marriage, bringing some excitement into your family, doing something different, doing something new. But yeah, this is a breaking free. And what is this relating to? This is the degree where Mars Uranus North Node conjuncted in August 2022. Something happened in August 2022 in your life, in my life, that was a bit disruptive, was a bit chaotic, might have been frustrated, might have been angry, might have been upsetting, might have been shocking. And now suddenly comes the understanding of why it happened, the finalization, the realization, the breaking free of that. I know exactly what it is for me. You sit with your process. This is good. Okay? And that's what we're going to end with this love stream. And so once again, there is much more we could have spoke about, but there was a lot to say, and I hope everything was downloaded well by you. And so one last thing to say, important thing about this full moon, family, that this full moon is the first full moon in May, which is also, that's not what I wanted to show you, it's the Wesak. It's the Wesak festival, it's the Wesak full moon. This is the birth, the death, and the reincarnation of Buddha. The first full moon of May. Celebrated at the Taurus full moon, said to be the day of greatest spiritual opportunity in the year. For Buddhist, Wesak marks the birth, enlightenment, and death of Buddha. In the angel's wisdom, it is living event, a time when great blessing is poured forth upon the world by Buddha. This blessing results in unusual inflow of life and spiritual stimulation, Uranus and Sun, visualizing the aspiration of all people of goodwill everywhere. Wesak is the high point of the spiritual year. Legends speak of sacred ceremony in which Buddha, the Christ and enlightened being at the heart of all faith, deliver a special blessing to the world. As we link with this event, a great channel of light is created that uplifts all life. Amen to that, family. Wesak full moon eclipse in Scorpio. The death, the enlightenment, and the rebirth of Buddha. That by itself is promising. And that will be followed by a full moon, by a new moon in Taurus on the 28th degree on the Pleiades, family of light and love, which we will talk about next time. But whatever it is for you, whatever comes up, say no to fear. Say yes to love. And that's the main thing to remember, okay? So I'm gonna finish now with the same song we started this live stream with, which is the Icaro of Letting Go Into the Mystery by The Sound of Light. Happy full moon eclipse in Scorpio, family. May all that needs to be healed will be healed. May the end of the past of trauma and fear will happen for you, and may you purge all those yucky things out of you so that you could manifest a new abundant physical reality on earth as a being of love and light with all the abundance that you deserve. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I love you dearly, and I will see you next week again. Join me at Hey Yoga this coming Friday and Saturday. That's it. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Rowena. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Roll King. Awesome. Love you, family. Be good. Lots of love to you all. We are rising in love. We are rising in love, family. Remember that.